Welcome to the Car Deal Advisor Podcast Show. The presenter of this show is Hugh Hetrick. Get ready for special motoring legends and great deals on your next set of wheels. So the 5 red lights have just gone out and it's go, go, go.
Good morning, I'm Hugh Hetrick and you're listening to the Car Deal Advisor Podcast Show. And right from the beginning, we're going to get down to our first review, which is the new Ford Focus. Here we go. If you've ever been to a rental car outlet and you've had to rent a car, it's probably been a Ford Focus. There's a good chance it's been sitting in the car park and you've been given the keys. For years and years, in fact since 1998 when the first Ford Focus started rolling off to replace the Ford Escort, it's been one of the most popular cars on Britain's roads, constantly near the top of the bestsellers list, and quite rightfully so. It was practical, it was fun to drive, it was good to look at, and it's really been a really nice car. For once you can drive a Ford and not be a bit embarrassed, thinking it's maybe not quite as good as it should be. And every year they've improved it, and every generation they've made steps forward. But what I would say is that the last car that they had from about 2010 onwards wasn't maybe the best car it could have been. It was slightly dull to look at, and although it drove particularly well, it wasn't as practical as many of its rivals, so it had an awful long way to go to make it really, really good. So the new one has finally arrived. It's 2018 and it's summertime, and to go with the hot weather comes the proper Ford Focus ST. Well, it's quite a car. You'll be pleased to know it's much, much better than the old one. Now, I mean, the old one wasn't particularly bad, but it needed a write-up. It certainly needed a review very, very quickly. And the new one, well, it's an awful lot better in every way. In fact, we've driven it, and not only as soon as you turn the key you think, my goodness, this is much, much better. It drives well. In fact, I would say it drives actually better than the last one. It feels better. The interior controls are much more, just better quality. The seats are better, more comfortable. And just all-round practicality and looks of the car definitely make it worth a look. In fact, many of the reviews I've seen already have given it a top-notch write-up, with some even going as far as giving it 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's certainly, dynamically, you're not going to be disappointed. If you like to hurl a car through windy bends, then the Ford Focus is definitely going to be the car for you. But it's moved on. The quality of the interior is better. You now get a touchscreen and everything in all the cars apart from the entry level. It's a decent system too, and when you have sat-nav, it's accurate and very easy and quick to use. Same with the Bluetooth and all the kind of audio controls and things like that. So, the Ford Focus, it's a great car, and it definitely should be on your shopping list if you're looking for a hatchback the size of an Astra or Golf. And I think when the more sporty versions come out, like the 1.5 ST, which is the sportiest at the moment, it's certainly going to get the pulse racing. So there you have it, the Ford Focus. It's back up to the top of the list, and definitely more than worth a look. You're listening to the Car Deal Advisor podcast with me, Hugh Hetrick. Let's have a look at some of the motoring headlines. Well, there's a new Range Rover coming out. It's going to be here in 2019, and it's stated it's going to reinvent the luxury car again. Well, how many times has that been said? Mind you, from the pictures I've seen so far, it looks rather nice. In fact, if you go onto our website, cardealadvisor.co.uk, you'll get to see some. We've got some special previews coming very, very soon. Also, the new Renault Megane RS, I have to say, it looks amazing. I actually had a passenger ride in one of these cars in June 2018, just a couple of months ago, and my goodness, what a machine it was. I was driven in it by a touring car driver, and he said it's the best Renault he's driven in years. Now, he may have been paid by Renault to say that, but even still, it was quite a car. As we raced round the handling track at Millbrook and then onto the 2-mile oval, it really was phenomenal. I mean, it just seemed to be able to grip so well, and just, he said the feel from the steering was fantastic. I tell you what, if there's anybody at Renault listening to this just now, please can I have one? I would rather like it. In Formula 1 news, We found out this week that Daniel Ricciardo is moving from the Red Bull Renault team to Renault, the official Renault Works team, and that will start from next year. It was quite a surprise to a number of people, in fact to most of the Formula One paddock, as they all thought he was going to re-sign for Red Bull. He's been doing rather well at Red Bull, but unfortunately with reliability and other things it seems to have put him off, and he must have had a very, very good offer from Renault as he signed up quickly, and that means that Carlos Sainz will have to move elsewhere as Ricciardo will partner Nico Hülkenberg next year. You're listening to the Cardio Advisor podcast with me, Hugh Hattrick. Well, it's time to have a look at the website. It's the Daily Roundup. Now, there's two main ways that Cardio Advisor can help you. If you're looking for a new car or new van, go onto our website at cardioadvisor.co.uk and click the deals database. Now, from that, you'll be able to hover over the link and you'll see the different manufacturers available. You simply click on the manufacturer you would like, and then that will bring you to a page full of all the models that we have discounts available on. So you just scroll down the page, find the car that you would like, click on the price, and then that will take you to our contact page. And for that, you can just fill in a few details. We'll get back to you straight away, and we can confirm prices, availability, or any other queries that you might have for us. Remember, the service is completely free, and simply if you do order a car from us, then our fees are already included in the price that you see on screen. So that's the first way that we can help you. The second way is that if you're about to fly abroad, or perhaps you might need a rental car. If you go onto our rental link on our website, then click that one. That will take you through to our affiliate site with rentalcars.com. Now here you can save up to 30% or more on your daily rental car, and it can be in locations right the way throughout the globe, including Orlando Airport and also in Nice in France, and really pretty much anywhere that you can think of. As I say, over 53,000 locations. So why don't you give it a try? You can't lose, and you might find you get a fantastic price and a great car that you never thought you'd normally be able to afford. So there's the two giveaways this week on cardioadvisor.co.uk. Now it's time for our shout-out section. Now our shout-out section this week, it goes to heartsonglive.co.uk, Edinburgh's #1 inspirational channel. If you like the idea of Christian music and also with a wonderful choral background, choirs and just inspirational talk, then there's none better than heartsonglive.co.uk. It's based in Edinburgh, and my goodness, what a great job they do. If you fancy listening to some great music that will inspire you and help you have a wonderful day and really contribute to getting your mind right, getting your heart set on good things and decent things, then you need to get to heartsonglive.co.uk. Edinburgh's #1 inspirational channel. Our other shout out is to the Guy R. Cook Report. If you like computers and you like websites and you maybe thought you might like to make your own, but you're having difficulty with software and updating things and making it all happen, you need to go to the Guy R. Cook Report. He does a podcast every day and it's amazing what he can come up with. I've asked him on a few occasions to help me with particular software issues and things with my PC, and my goodness, he has been able to help very, very quickly and without any issues at all. A lovely chap, and we highly recommend him. That's the Guy R. Cook Report. And that is our shout-outs for today. Now it's time for the Cardio Advisor Top Tip. This week, it's all about when to buy your next car. Now, if you're looking to buy a car, it can make a difference as to what time of the month you go into the dealership. Now, at the beginning of the month, normally, if it's, say, for example, a new car franchise like Ford or Vauxhall, they'll be given a target. So by the end of the month, they might have to do 20 or 30 sales each for a brand new car in order to make their money. So rather than going at the beginning of the month when things might be a bit quiet, at the end of the month is usually better. Partly because if the salesman hasn't made his target and needs to do the last few deals, he'll be more obliging to try and give you a better deal to get a deal done. So wait for maybe the last week of the month and then go in and say, right, this is what I need. This is the kind of price I've been looking at. Can you help? and you'll be more than surprised at how much they'll move for you. We've done this on numerous occasions, and we know that the car dealers have been desperate to hit target, and it's worked every time. Also, because the new registrations changed on the 1st of March and the 1st of September, things can be quite quiet in about June, July time, or even at the end of May. Again, this is quite a good time to go in because they might have more stock that they want to clear, or they're just desperate to kind of keep things moving through the summertime period. But be beware, though, of going in just before the registration changes, for example, at the end of August, because things can be quite hectic. And with all these customers lining up waiting to get their cars, you can imagine how busy the salesmen are to make sure that they get back to everybody when anybody phones in. So just be aware that at those times, especially say at the end of February and at the end of August, things can be pretty busy, so don't expect to get first class service unless it's a massive dealership who have more salesmen than they actually need. But if you go at the right time, the savings can be huge. For example, just locally, I remember a chap who was looking for a Mitsubishi Mirage, one of the small hatchbacks, and his local dealership was going to charge him just over £10,000 for it. Now, he asked for a discount, and the chap basically said, no, that's the best that they can do. And with a bit of help, a bit of shopping around, he got the same car. Okay, it was from the opposite end of the country, so they had to drive it up for him. But guess how much he saved? £3,000. Yep, exactly the same car was available. It was a pre-registered, but exactly the same car, and it was £3,000 less, and it sold for just £7,000. They also gave him free delivery to his house. So it shows that with a bit of shopping around, you can save an absolute fortune, and it's your money, so you may as well keep as much of it as you can. So there's our top tip of the day at cardioadvisor.co.uk. Now it's time for our funny motoring stories. This week I'm going back to 1993. Not long left school, and I had started doing some just kind of part-time work and really kind of learning about how a car dealer works at a local Vauxhall garage here in Berwickshire. Now, they were very kind and very generous, and in fact they had said you can go on test drives with our potential customers. So this young couple came in and they had seen a Vauxhall Corsa, and they thought, yep, I would quite like to have a go in that. So it was a husband and wife, and they said, the sales person said to me, right, you can take this young couple out in the Vauxhall Corsa. It was a purple 1.2 with just a 4-speed gearbox. So I let them, in fact I was to drive first of all, and we went from the local town where the garage was, just about 6 miles down the road towards Earlston. Now, anyone who's been on these border roads knows that most of the roads are okay, but there can be some quite nasty bends. And there's one bend in particular as you head from Gordon to Earlston, which is a sharp left turn as you come down the hill approaching Earlston. Now, I'd not driven this Vauxhall Corsa before, but I had assumed it was probably going to turn and handle reasonably well. So everything was going fine. The couple were quite happy, and they were saying how nice the car was and how well it was going. Until I happened to hurtle into this left-hand bend far too quickly, had a huge oversteer moment, thankfully managed to collect it without going on to the other side of the road or hitting anything, but I was a wee bit embarrassed. And when we got to Earlston, and I did the handover, and the young lady in turn was the first one to drive back, they did nothing but crawl all the way home, I think because they were rather terrified. I think I'd probably made them need to go to the bathroom. Certainly, it made me realise just how bad some cars could be, because in most other cars I'd driven on that road, there had never been an issue. But not with the Vauxhall Corsa. It was ready to tip you over or put on rather dodgy oversteer, especially when you lifted off, like an old Fiat 127. But we managed to make it back, and when we got back to the garage and the salesman said, how did it go? Not surprisingly, the young couple said, it's not for us, but thanks very much and goodbye. So it was work experience definitely to the rescue, and one which I won't forget. Now, on the Cardio Advisor podcast show, we like to answer your questions. So if you have a question for us, you can send it to us by email at info@cardioadvisor.co.uk, or you can go directly at podcast@cardioadvisor.co.uk. Either email address will get through to us, and then we'll do our very best to answer your question on the next show. And we also have a special giveaway For the best question or the best piece of input by a listener, we are giving away one Amazon voucher with up to the value of £20 every month. That's right, you could be £20 better off just by listening to our podcast show. Because once a month we put them all into a hat, and the best one, well, the one that we choose that comes out of the hat, we will award the £20 Amazon voucher. So keep listening, and if you like, we've also got our YouTube channel as well at cardioadvisor.co.uk, so it's worthwhile looking at that, where we put on all our videos and our updates there as well. And we have a Facebook page too at the same address, and you'll be able to get up-to-date information, and you can comment or you can send in any interest or any questions that you have, and we can also help you out from that. So there we have it. There's the different ways that you can get in contact with us, and you might even win a £20 Amazon voucher. So we're almost to the end of this week's show, but next week we'll have the Alfa Romeo Stelvio to tell you all about it. It will be a wonderful review, I'm sure. I can't wait to get the car. I've got it for a couple of days, so it's going to give me a good chance to get to know it and to drive around a good few miles to see what it's like. In fact, I really don't think I want to give it back already. I think I might just change my name and just drive. We would also just like to thank Autocar magazine, as we take some of the facts and figures from Autocar magazine and also some of the points from their reviews, for example in this week's review of the Ford Focus. So thanks very much to Autocar magazine for allowing us to quote some of their details in their magazine. I'm Hugh Hattrick, and I'm signing off this week from cardioadvisor.co.uk, the weekly car podcast. Goodbye and have a safe drive, and we'll see you next week. Bye just now.